Hi. So I want to talk about our IVF orientation that Lane and I had this morning. So we had our meeting with our doctor a couple of weeks ago to discuss IVF. And once you decide that you want to do it, then they set up an orientation, at least at our clinic, with the nurses and then also the financial advisors at the clinic. So we had our orientation this morning, and it went really well. One of our nurses was from Cape Breton, which was really nice for me because I'm from Nova Scotia as well. So she was really friendly and warm. So we basically got our entire calendar. We have all the timelines. We know all of our medication that we're going to be using, and the amounts and all of it. We have all the information we need now. So we're going to be starting right away, which is awesome. I'm so happy we can start right away. It also, not only does it mean that we'll hopefully get pregnant faster, but it also means that we can claim some of this, potentially all of this, on our 2017 taxes instead of our 2018 taxes, which would be amazing. So basically, with my next cycle, on cycle day 1, I start taking the birth control pill. So that should be around December 20th. And I take the pill for 3 weeks. So mid-January, I will stop the pill for 6 days and then start injections. I have 2 injections a day. I can't remember what the first one is. The first one is the really expensive one. It's $300 per injection. And then the second one's Menopur, which is only $80 an injection, so it's relatively cheap. So I have to do those 2 injections once a day each, one in the morning, one at night, for around 11 days. And I will be giving them to myself. They're in my stomach because Lane works the opposite shift from me. So since they have to be exactly 12 hours apart, I cannot rely on him to be home when I need my second one. So, a couple days during those 11 days, I'll have 3 injections instead of just the 2, but that's okay. So they have some extra injections to stop me from ovulating, I think, is what they are. I can't quite remember. I don't have the information with me right now, and there was a lot of information to get in 45 minutes. Around day 11, so this whole time, I think like the second half, so for like 5 or 6 of those 11 days, I'll be going in every morning for an ultrasound and blood work to monitor for, what is it called? Something uterine, no. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I've said it like a million times today, and I'm just totally blanking. But when you get overstimulation of the ovaries, ovarian overstimulation syndrome, is that it? I can't remember. Ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, that's what it is. So to monitor for that, which can be bad, and also just to make sure that everything's developing at the right pace, and to make sure that I don't accidentally ovulate. So when they do decide it's time, I will be directed exactly when to take a trigger shot, which will trigger ovulation 35 hours later. And at that point, I just have to kind of like take the shot and then wait. And the day after the next is when we go in for our egg retrieval. They said that on my last and first follicle count back in July, I had 13 follicles, so they are very pleased with that, and they expect that I will get a decent amount of eggs, and because of my age and all my stuff, my levels, they expect that we will also get some good embryos. So, I mean, we're hoping for at the very least 1. We would love to have some that we could freeze. So, yeah, egg retrieval, and then 5 days later, my clinic always does a 5-day transfer if possible, as long as they're healthy and they look like they're going to make it to day 5. So day 5, we will be doing the actual embryo transfer where they will be putting one back in. Because of my age, they will be doing only one, not two. So hopefully this works. We have a 65% chance that it's gonna work. We're in the top section of people who can get it done. So we're in like the best scenario. Basically, we have unexplained infertility with a potential male factor that will be solved by ICSI, which we are getting, which is intercytoplasmic sperm injection, I think. I could be saying that wrong, but it's ICSI, where they select and then directly inject a sperm into each egg. So that should get around the male factor potential that we have. And if this works, it'll put us at about like the end of September, early October for a due date. So that would be amazing. So fingers crossed. We're hoping everything goes well, and we'll do another video as it keeps going. I'm going to try to document it for my own, just for myself, because I find it interesting, and hopefully it'll result in a pregnancy, and then someday when my child grows up, they might be interested in what we did to have the child. So yeah, that's it.